Good morning students, welcome back to your online class. So in our previous class we have already completed chapter 4, that is fractions. So today we will start with another chapter, that is chapter 5, decimals. Okay, so I hope you all know what is fraction. Okay, so fraction means if a number is written in this form, this is referred to as fraction. Now there is another term called decimal fraction. Now what is decimal fraction? Let's take an example. Okay, so if you see here the fraction, if you look at the denominator of this fraction, either it's 10 or a multiple of a 10. Okay, like 100, 1000, 10,000. Okay. So fraction with either 10 or a multiple of a 10 is referred to as your decimal fraction, as this fraction can be represented with a decimal point. So this 3 by 10 can be written as 0.3. So this one is a decimal point, or it can be written 0.3. And keep one thing in mind, the digit after the decimal point will be equal to the number of zeros in a denominator. Okay, so here you have just 1 0, that's why 0.3. So here is you have 2 zeros, so you have one decimal point. After that, since you have just one digit, so first you will insert 0 and then you will write the digit that's given. Okay, so this is the basic of decimal, which you have already done in class 4 also. So in this class we will start with conversion, how to convert the fraction into decimal. Okay, so for your revision purpose, you can do exercise 5A related to all this. Okay, so you can do 5A where you can what is the difference between like fraction, unlike fraction, or regarding that topic you can solve the exercise. Okay, so you have already done that in class 4 also, so I just gave you a few brief revision, you can do it. Okay, so we will directly start from exercise 5B, that is conversion. So everyone go to exercise 5B, question number 1. Question number 1 says that convert the fraction into decimals. Now if you look at the questions that's given, then you can see that the questions are given in decimal fractions. Okay, so let's take question number 1B, 32 by 100. Like I told you, the number of digit after the decimal point will be equal to the number of 0 that's given in a denominator. So you have 2 zeros, so your decimal point will be after 2 digits, that is 1, 2. So you will place decimal point here. You can also write it as 0.32. So this would be your answer. Okay, now similarly for, let's take question number I, that is 76 divided by 1,000. So you have 3 zeros here, but in a numerator you have only 2 digits. So how do you do it? So you will write the 2 digits. After that, since you do not have any more digit in a numerator place, so you will insert here 0. So you 3 zeros, 3 digits. So after that you will put a decimal point here. Okay, so this would be your answer for question number I. So similarly you will do it for other question too. Okay, now moving on to question number 2. Convert the mixed fraction numbers into decimals. So you are given mixed numbers. So question number 2, you are given mixed numbers. You have to convert that into decimal. So first with mixed number you convert it into improper fraction. So 2 2s are 4 plus 1, 5 by 2. Now Let's convert this fraction into a decimal fraction so that it becomes easier for you to find the decimal. Okay, now decimal fraction means to make sure that your numerator is either 10, 100, 1000, that means multiples of 10. So 10 here. So if you multiply 5 with 2 with 5, you get 10. So with same number you will be multiplying the numerator, so 2. So 5 5s are 25. So since you have only 1 0 here, so you will place decimal point after one digit. So starting from the right place, so 5, so you will put your decimal point here. Okay, this is one of the method. If you are okay with simply dividing and finding the decimal, then also it's okay. Like 2 is 4, then you get 1 here. Now since 1 is smaller than that of your dividend, so you will put here point, then 0 here. So 2 5s are 10. So whichever way is convenient for you, you can do it. Okay, so this is just those for whoever has forgotten decimal, how to convert the fraction into decimal, you start with this, and once you are habituated with it, then you can simply do the division also and find the decimal point. Okay, now let's go to question number 3. Here bit different. You are given decimal and you have to convert it into fraction. So question number A, 0.8, you are given decimal, you have to convert it into fraction. So like I told you, the digit after the decimal point will be equal to the number of zeros in a denominator side, right? So you will place 1 here. So after decimal point, how many digits do you have? 1. So you will put 1 0 here, and then on the numerator just the digit. Okay, so this is the answer. Now similarly, let's do with O, 0.011. So what is the digit? 11, right? So how many digits after the decimal point? 3. So you place 1 here, and how many zeros will you place? 3. So this would be your answer, just the reverse of what we did with the question number 1. Okay, so I hope you can solve the other questions. Now let's have a brief idea about what are the different types of decimals. Decimal can also be categorized into 2 types, like decimal and unlike decimal. Now the like decimal means, let's take an example. When we talk about like decimal, so after the decimal point, if the number of digits are similar, for same, that means you have 2 digits, here also you have 2 digits. So this kind of decimal are referred to as like decimal, and unlike is just the opposite of that. If you have after a decimal point, if the number of digit varies, then that's your unlike decimal. Okay, I hope you understood. And it's very easy to convert like decimal into unlike decimal also. For example, this is the example of unlike decimal. Here you have only 1 digit after the decimal point, and here you have 2 digit after the decimal point. So how to convert it into like decimal? So since here you have only 1, so and here you have 2, so after 3 you just place 0. Now this is your like decimal. Is that clear? Okay. So we had an idea about what is like and unlike decimal, right? So I hope you understood what is like and unlike decimal. So you move on to exercise 5C. Question number 1, convert the following into like decimals. So I hope you can easily do that. Now come question number 2, that is compare the decimals. That means the greater and lesser value. Which one is greater and which one is lesser? How do you know that? So if you are given, so let's do the question number 1 itself. So the question is 0.7 and here you are given 0.70. Okay, so if you compare the decimals, this is unlike decimal is given, so let's make it like decimal by placing 0 here. So the value is same, so it will be equal to. Okay, now moving on to question number D. No, question number D is also similar, so let's go to question number B. Question number B, 1.26, 1.62. Okay, so decimal always has a whole value and the fraction value, that we know. So first let us look at the whole value. Both of it has 1, same whole value. Now let us look at the fractional value. Here it is 0.6 and here it is 0.62. So 62 is obviously greater. So this particular decimal is greater to that of other one. So this comparison can also be easily done. So here we are done with the basic of decimal, like conversion, how to convert fraction into decimal and vice versa. That means decimal into fraction, like and unlike decimal, comparison, we can easily do that, right? Now using all this basic of a decimal, we will be following the 4 basic operation of mathematics, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. This 4 we will be doing tomorrow in our maths class. Okay, so today your duty is to go through whatever we have done today, complete the exercise. If you have any problem regarding this, then you let me know. Okay, thank you.